Hi, I'm going to do a walk around the vehicle this afternoon and have a little fun with you. I'm facing the front of the vehicle here. It's partly in the shade, as you can see, and I think the first point I would mention is you can see the connection to the hydraulic winch here, connected to the front bumper at the shackle there, and there's a corresponding shackle there. There on the front bumper we see the glad hands, one marked emergency, one marked service. These are the airline connections. Over here we see the Stewart and Stevenson logo, and beside it a bridge designation which the military uses to help drivers know whether their vehicle is too heavy or not heavy enough, too heavy for a given bridge to support it. Backing up a little bit, I would note we have 3 windshield wipers that do a good job, and the windshield washer is working. Passing around here to the left side of the car, there are 1, 2, 3, actually I can see 4 dimples in this light. One here, one here, one here. There's a little bit of a mark there too. So four dimples. I don't know what caused those. Some sort of contact with a previous owner. So I come around here looking at the step. Here is the windshield washer reservoir, and then we go by the front door, looking up. Coming into view is the overflow for radiator coolant. This is the engine oil dipstick. This is the transmission oil dipstick. Down here is a loop that is helicopters use to hook onto this. This loop actually comes out. You can pull it out away from the vehicle, and there are 4 of them. A helicopter can apparently connect. It's marked lift, and off they go. Below it, here is a hydraulic oil reservoir that's used for the winch operations primarily, as I understand it. Then beside it here we have, above is the battery box, and below it are 3 air tanks that are that hold the compressed air for the brakes. Then I look up, and along the back line of the vehicle we have these panels that can be unlatched. Bear with me, I'll try not to move too fast. And they come down. And that's the case for both sides in the rear. And the upshot of that then is you can have what amounts to a flatbed. You'll note that there are thick rubber pads, 2 thick ones that I've added to the bed to protect cargo that I may be hauling at any given point in time. Back to these side panels. They are easily dismounted and stored in a compartment I'll show you a little later, so you can readily convert from an enclosed bed to a flatbed. Here's the other lift point on the rear of the vehicle. Moving along past the left rear tire, coming into view of the rear of the vehicle. Here if we look at it, I think you can see there's a pintle hitch, and then there's a 2.5-inch receiver hitch below it, and inside the 2.5 receiver hitch is a 2-inch receiver adapter. Then there are shackles to the right and left. And then there are also air glad hands used for actuating the air brakes when you're hauling a trailer. I think another point of interest is that here is where the ladder is stored, and you can see the two ends of the ladder. Well, I've got my hand on one and one. The ladder pulls out from under this sled, and I'll show you where it connects. And now I'm looking at the rear exit line, where the winch cable, if you run it to the rear, comes out here, and you would have a hook right here. So I'll drop the rear gate here and give you another look at the bed. You can see there are tie downs all the way along, multiple tie downs. So it's very easy to secure a heavy load in this bed. There are tie downs that go all the way up. Then here are some places right here and here. These spots drop down, and this is where you put the arms of the ladder. And the ladder you need to be able to access the bed. So I'm continuing to move around now past the right rear tire. Mud flaps, you'll see, I didn't note them on the other side, but there's one here in front of the tire and another one at the rear there, where you can see it. So moving back, here is the winch comes into view. Here's the hydraulic winch that is powered by, has a power takeoff. It runs off a power takeoff on the engine. There are various spec sheets on it. Next is the fuel tank. Capacity is shown as 54 gallons. This has a locking gas cap on it. A little hard to see. There it is. Now above here you see these two compartments here. These, right now this one has some plastic poles in it. These will actually handle the panels. If you remove the panels, all 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on both sides and the rear, you can store them here. You can see they slide in. A little hard for you to see, hard for me to show it, but these two compartments will store those panels if you want to convert into a flatbed. Moving on, now we have both the toolkit area, and here it is essentially empty except for an adapter used for changing tires that's shown in the photographs that I've submitted with the BAT listing. And now in here is the control setup that lets you, where you can you can tilt the cab from here, you can lower the spare tire, you can raise and lower suspension if you want to be if you're going to be transporting the truck. So we've got cab tilt, spare tire, suspension, a function select, and then the pumps that you push. Next to these two, this is a backup pump that has just a little bit of seepage. You're not going to be able to see it there, but just a little bit of seepage around the O-ring there. This is a backup pump in the event that I don't have adequate air pressure to work these functions, like to tilt the cab. You can simply pump this and it functions well. It'll raise the cab. without the usual hydraulic and air support. Here's another lift point that we were discussing. Above is the spare tire, which is mounted, and this is also hydraulically operated from that area I showed you below. You can see there's a mechanism here that leans forward, and I'll post a separate video where you can see the spare tire hanging out. It will come out far enough to drop, that it'll hang from a chain and drop down to the ground, which is what you need since these mounted tires are quite heavy. And then now we're back up. We've come around to the right front tire, front door. Of note up here, here is a radio antenna. At present, this is not hooked up to any receiving or transmitting apparatus, but the connection is there if you choose to use it. Now I'll look inside here. We can see on the right front door, we have weight and dimensional data that relates to the truck. Looking inside, this whole section here is fuse boxes and relays. Now I'm looking at one of the Nodler air seats. Here are the various controls. You can not only raise and lift and lower the seat, but you get various levels of lumbar support. You move the back and so on and so forth. I'll go over to the right side now and give you a look-see. I'm just going to continue to let it run. I hope I don't make you motion sick. So now I'm back at the left door, opening up, and so now we're looking at the cab from the left side. And here's obviously here's the steering wheel that has some adjustment in the controls. I'll stand part way up here. Bear with me. I have a separate start video that'll give you a little bit more chance to see what the instrument panel looks like, but the cab has been soundproofed. It's been all the way around. It's got some material, some cloth has been put over the top and the back wall. There's some staining in the back wall. It's kind of hard to see. I'm not sure. I don't know what that's from. It hasn't been any kind of a problem to me, but I want to make you aware of it. It's not perfect. Beyond that, everything is working well, and I guess here's a point of interest is the central tire inflation system controller, where you can set on the fly your tire pressure to highway, cross-country, sand, emergency, or run flat modes. They pretty well speak for themselves. I've used the central tire inflation system only a little bit. It works fine. I'm not aware of any difficulties. It's pretty nice. So that's my walk around. I hope you find it useful. If you have any questions, please let me know. It's a wonderful vehicle.